How's it, guys? Welcome back to another video today, and I will be going over the most important topics within this week, and I will be going over my current setups for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few other coins. So right now, the first thing I want to go over is what is actually happening within the crypto market, because we are seeing a little bit of a bounce right now, right? We're seeing a little bit of a bounce, but I don't know how long it's going to last because overall market's not looking good. So let's jump into the charts and get straight into it, right? So if we look at Bitcoin, for example, right, we want to look at the higher time frames to see what's happening. And basically, I was speaking about these levels in the Twitter, right? I was saying that Bitcoin's consistently making lower highs and lower lows. And I do think that we might be seeing a 61K Bitcoin within potentially today or tomorrow. But right now, the USDT dominance is getting rejected, right? So we obviously have to wait and see how the 4-hour candle closes. But regardless from that, we are getting a bounce, but overall market looking bearish. I'm actually in a short for Bitcoin at around about 63,100, which is the previous resistance / support that it was holding throughout the week. So yeah, I do think that overall we're going to probably see price come down, maybe something like this. We might see Bitcoin come back up and then potentially come back down to around about these levels. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm looking at. The only reason why I'm still bearish at this point is the daily time frame, and obviously when looking at this chart, we can see that price is still making lower lows and lower highs. So we all know that is actually bearish, right? It's in a downtrend. So yeah, let's see what happens. But let's go down to the lower time frames, like the 4-hour and the 1-hour, and see what's kind of happening here. And the 4-hour candle closed with the doji, a nice bottom wick. So Bitcoin actually hit 61,850. But yeah, I do think that right now we can still see downside as long as USDT dominance holds this key level here. Then I will be looking at more downside. But yeah, the 1-hour candle did close a little bit bearish here, which is obviously, a sign that we might see a temporary bounce, which is what we're seeing now, right? So yeah, let's see what happens. I'm short here on Bitcoin. I do think that temporary we might see more downside. So let's see what happens. And if you look on the smaller time frames, like the 1-hour, we couldn't even close back above the range, right? Which is obviously not a good sign, right? So I don't think that, even this 50-minute candle closed really bullish. We're still trading below the range. Okay, so we're still below this range here. So technically, we might see price come down a little bit more. So overall, quite bearish here. Short term, a little bit of a bounce, but technically it's still quite bearish. Same thing with Ethereum. Okay, so let's see what happens. I want to see how this next 5-minute candle closes, but as long as we stay below 62,500, this level here, 62,500 to 62,600. As long as we stay below there, we're probably going to see more downside. Okay, so overall, market is looking like we want to come down, right? So my targets. So this is the setup. Essentially shorted at 63K. I'm looking to TP at like 61, and then 58,300. It depends if we can take through 60K. But I do think that we'll break it quite easily. But yeah, overall, this is something that I'm looking at, potential shorts back down to the zones. And then Ethereum is a little bit different. You can see that the market structure on Ethereum is also making lower lows, right? So essentially, this is what we got, right? So we have this high over here, this high, this high, and this high. Same thing as Bitcoin, consistently coming down. But the difference is Ethereum is kind of holding the same support as it's been holding throughout the past. So the support at around about 2880, right? 2880. We are holding that right now. So as long as we hold above this level, technically still bullish, because this is a bull flag pattern. So this does play out to the upside normally. So yeah, personally just gonna wait for some type of candle closure here, potentially the 4-hour closure. But it does look like there's a bit of volume here. There's a bit of liquidity to the upside that needs to get taken out before we move down. But yeah, overall, Ethereum still looking bearish. Yeah, you can see here, did we close above? Technically, we didn't close above here. So I do think that we're probably going to see more downside here, guys. I will be taking shorts probably in this live stream, actually. Yeah, so this is the liquidity that we needed for Ethereum here. This is the level that we needed here. So I'm going to look at a short here for Ethereum. Let me have a look here. Okay. So basically what I'm looking at is this high. We did not take out this high, right? So this was the high that I was looking at. We didn't actually close above it. And what I want to see is I want to see like a nice 30-minute candle closure above this level in order for me to look for longs. But until then, it's temporarily still bearish. We're still making lows. We're still making lows over here. So we need to break highs in order for this to actually be bullish. Because right now, I do think that we're probably going to see more downside here. I do think that we're going to see more downside here. So currently just going to wait for this, right? So same thing with Bitcoin. Probably just see what happens here. But right now I am still short on Bitcoin. I do think that these liquidity grabs to the upside are just trying to take out all the buyers and all the sellers. So if Bitcoin can close below this level here at around about 62, like 150, 62, 177, then I'm gonna take a sell for BTC. But yeah, looks good. Then yeah, let's jump into some other topics that I want to speak about today. So essentially, what I'm going to talk about today is going to be a bit of the base ecosystem, and then we're going to talk about some other coins that I'm looking at. So it's going to be quite a short session. I just want to quickly speak about base versus like Polygon and like the stats on that. So yeah, let's get straight into it. But I do want to quickly take a setup here for Ethereum. It's looking like a sell-off is about to happen. It does look like we're going to get a sell-off here. So what I'm going to do here is I want to quickly, before I jump into base ecosystem and all of that, and all the other coins I'm looking at, I just want to quickly wait for this 5-minute closure. And I'm probably going to take a short. Here. So essentially, this is what the position would be. Short this low, stop loss just above the high over here, and then take profit's going to be at around about 2,900. Okay, because that's going to be your support. Okay, so this would be the setup for Ethereum. Bitcoin, similar setup. Let me just remove this. We're going to look for a potential short, because you can see that this candle here, it's more of just a liquidity sweep candle. It's not something that it's going to pump the market. Normally, when we see a candle like that, we do need to see a consecutive green candle afterwards, but I just don't think that's going to happen, right? So I do think that we're going to see more downside here for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. So we're going to wait for the setup here before I get into the whole ecosystem on base and obviously the coins that I'm looking at, because I want to quickly see if we can take a trade here. Just want to wait for this 5-minute candle to close. Once we get the 5-minute candle closure bearish like this, we're going to take the short for Ethereum, and then we can start speaking about what's actually happening in the market. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on what you guys are looking at within the week. Obviously, there's a couple coins that I've been looking at, which is what we're going to speak about. But essentially, the market's bearish. Some coins are looking bullish, like the AI coins. But when we're focusing on futures trading, we will be shorting like Ethereum and Bitcoin to the 61K and to the 2,900 level because of what the market's giving us, right? So right now, we did get a nice little closure here for Ethereum. So I'm going to take this short here, guys. I'm going to take this short for Ethereum. Stop loss is going to be above the highs. USDT dominance looking relatively bullish still, closing back above the range, right? So you can see with USDT dominance, this is the range that I was looking at within this morning, and you can see that price is still trading within the range. So unless price actually takes out, actually starts closing really, really strong below the range, then I'll be like, okay, USDT dominance is starting to gain some more strength. You can look for other setups, but still waiting for that. And then Bitcoin going to wait for that setup, and then Ethereum, we just jumped into that trade. But yeah, overall shorts are valid, and that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so we did take that short for Ethereum. Now let's jump into the base ecosystem, because there's a lot to talk about here. So basically, I want to speak about the transaction volume and the fees paid, and also the stable coin market cap. So layer 2 transactions. So this is basically all the aggregated daily metrics across all the layer 2s. And you can see that the transaction counts is starting to drop a little bit here, but the stable coin market cap has started to go up like really like a lot, right? It's pretty much at its peak at 8.33 billion. And then the fees paid by users starting to go down, right? And what does that mean? It kind of just means that that there's not much that much interest within the market, but the stablecoin market cap is still going up. Okay, so total users has been increasing. You can see it's almost at a high. We had a high the other day at around about 5 million. Now we had 5 million two. So we had 5,320,000, and now we at 5,265,000. Okay, so stablecoin, the total users obviously looks like it's increasing. Right, this is very exponential. This graph, very exponential. So have a look at this. For it's kind of just more of a metric. You don't really have to pay attention to, but you can kind of just use it as like a guideline on like what you think is going to happen in the market. Okay, so have a look at the Arbitrum. You can see Arbitrum is actually above base. That's interesting. Okay, so Arbitrum has around about 82 active addresses. Base has around about 148. ZK Sync is 1.08. OP is 1. Linear is around about 492. Scroll, Blast, yeah. So you can see that base, it's only been out for 9 months, whereas Arbitrum's been out for 2 years, and base is almost as active as Arbitrum, which is actually really crazy. So you can see in the last week there's around about 11% increase in total users. So you can see a lot of people are just trading meme coins. They're trading coins on base because it's the way that a lot of people are starting to trade crypto now. They're not really doing futures trading anymore. A lot of people are just going straight into meme coins and trying to find the next 100x, because in the bull market, this is what happens. Normally we see this type of stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much with base. What I'm looking at, we do have obviously the metrics over here, the chain daily active addresses, same as what we're looking at earlier, same type of stuff. And then base total value lock is around about 1.55 billion. Okay, so base, very bullish on base ecosystem. Like I said, we are shorting right now. Like, I'm quite bearish on the market, but overall, as like a chain, base is one of the ecosystems that I am more bullish on. So that is base, and what I'm thinking about for base. Okay, so the next topic that I'm going to speak about are a couple coins, right? So we're going to be looking at the first coin will be the last one, and then we're going to speak about some ecosystems as well. So the first ecosystem is going to be Aerodrome Finance. So basically, Aerodrome is kind of just like Uniswap and PancakeSwap. You can see that if you look over here on CoinMarketCap, they do have a coin. It's called Aero. And have a look at the bottom. It's basically just the next generation AMM designed to serve base central liquidity hub. So you know how Ethereum uses Uniswap. Base uses Aerodrome, so a lot of people use Aerodrome to actually transact and buy coins within the Base ecosystem. So Aerodrome, you kind of have to be bullish on this, because if Base ecosystem pops off, we're going to see Aerodrome absolutely pump. So I do think the Aerodrome is one of the coins to look at, especially when we have the massive bull market. Obviously, we're in the bull market now, but I'm saying the next AI or next niche that pumps, I do think that Aerodrome is going to be the next coin to actually pump. So have a look at this, guys. It's part of the Base ecosystem. It's similar to Uniswap and PancakeSwap. Okay. The next project I want to speak about is Seamless. So this Seamless is basically it's a DeFi borrowing on autopilot. So basically, it's for Base as well. So this is mainly this stream is mainly just for Base users, and essentially Base users can choose Seamless to lend, borrow, and multiply their favorite DeFi assets. So if you click on open app over here, it's going to take you to a page. You can actually choose your APY, and you can see if you're holding a wrapped staked ETH, you can increase it to around about 695%. But obviously, this does vary. If you guys have been in DeFi for a long time, you know that this stuff is quite risky. If you're choosing the highest APY, you would rather want to go with the lowest one. But it's obviously up to you depending on how active you are. But Seamless is where you can lend and borrow on Base. So basically, it's similar to MakerDAO. So yeah, have a look at this, guys. Very, very bullish on this. You can see on the Dune dashboard as well, right over here, what is Seamless? It's a protocol that is first decentralized, native lending and borrowing protocol on Base. Seamless lays the foundation for the next generation of DeFi, focusing on lower collateral borrowing and better user experience. Okay, so similar to what I just explained. So have a look at that. And then the next one I want to speak about is Moonwell, right? So Moonwell, as the Base ecosystem heats up, the number of Moonwell users is gradually increasing, and its native token is WELL. So Moonwell, WELL, it's currently priced at $0.032 with a 30-day increase of 333%. Okay, so have a look at this, guys. Moonwell, have a look at the monthly chart and the yearly chart. It's up almost 450% on the year. Okay, so have a look at what I'm looking at here. This type of project is something to look at, right? Moonwell is up 400%. Right now, it's currently down almost from its high, almost 50% from the high, like most coins. But Moonwell shouldn't be missed out, right? Because of this Base ecosystem. And what do you guys remember what happened with the Uniswap when it was pretty much the only one out there? It had a massive run up, and Moonwell, Aerodrome, all of these are really new to Base ecosystem, and I do think that they're going to have a massive run up very, very soon. So when the altcoin season actually comes, we're probably going to see all these coins and all these projects skyrocket. Okay, so something to look at, Moonwell. Okay, and then the last coin I do want to speak about is going to be Ondo. But I first want to quickly speak about the total real world assets tokens by market cap. Okay, so basically, if you look at it here, we have AVAX, Chainlink, ICP, VeChain, MakerDAO, Quant, and Ondo. So I'm very bullish on Ondo. If you guys have been watching this channel, I've been speaking about Ondo a lot, and also my Twitter, I speak about Ondo really, really a lot. Okay, so Ondo, Quant, MakerDAO, VeChain, ICP, Chainlink, and AVAX, definitely the coins that I do think are going to do really well. So have a look at that. I am bullish on Ondo. You can see that the total value locked is around about 377 million, and that is a lot for a project, right? It is a lot for a project. So you can see that it's just been increasing. A lot of people are holding their funds within this project, and that's bullish, right? If people are holding funds, they're not withdrawing, they're not transferring, they're just leaving it there to accumulate. It means that price is probably going to go up in the future, right? And Ondo has been looking really, really good. So I want to show you guys the chart actually for Ondo. I'll show you here. So essentially, this is my chart, guys, for Ondo. So I've in my Twitter, I accumulated Ondo at 2 different levels, right? So my first level was at 0.81, 0.8, and then my second level was at 0.69, and you can see how it came straight back down to this level over here, and it's still looking like we might see price go up. So Ondo, like even on the daily time frame, looking quite bullish, right? My target is at around about 1.5, which is around about 100% move from the lows. So I do think that Ondo has a lot of price increase. Obviously, with the current market, with Bitcoin coming down a little bit here, it's obviously Ondo might just go sideways for a bit, but essentially, this is something to look at because real world asset is one of the main niches within this year, as is AI. So yeah, I'm quite bullish on Ondo here. You can see that even right now on the 4-hour time frame, it looks like we are getting a bit of a move here for Ondo. So have a look at this coin, guys. Very, very strong. Very, very bullish on Ondo. So make sure you check it out. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly go back to this chart here because this is what I'm going to be focusing on for today, and it's going to be the USDT dominance chart, right? So I always use the USDT dominance chart to refer to what's happening in the crypto market, because when the USDT dominance does break some support, we do see that crypto tends to go up. So right now we are breaking support right now. The 50-minute candle looks like it wants to come back down here. So I want to see if maybe if we hold this level, then we might see a dump. But as long as price comes down for USDT dominance, we're probably going to see Bitcoin and ETH maybe come back up to 63K as a level that I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Like I said, I did short Bitcoin at 63K, but I do think that as long as Bitcoin stays in this 5-minute range over here, I'm not really going to do anything, right? So I kind of just want to short the range. So this would be the entry. I kind of just want to short below here, right? And then I might actually take a long above this level. So it depends on if we get a breakout or not, right? So currently I'm just, Bitcoin is almost just going sideways here, but on the high time frame looking bearish. So for me, I don't really want to take longs in this market, even though we could potentially get a bounce. The higher time frames are bearish. So for me, I'm just currently just going to wait and see what USDT dominance is going to do. And I actually did take the short share for Ethereum, yeah. So I want to see how this plays out. But yeah, that's my current thought on the market. So right now, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, if we have a look here, a lot of people on Twitter are actually very, very very bullish at the moment because there's that pattern that's forming on Bitcoin. But the thing is, when the market consecutively makes lower lows and lower highs, this is a bearish pattern, right? So for me, I do think that we're probably going to go down more than we're going to go up, but potentially we could see a bounce, right? As long as USDT dominance, I mean, it's dumping right now, right? So if this carries on dumping, then we're probably going to see a bounce, okay? But yeah, let's see. We've already retested this high, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I want to see if Bitcoin can maybe break this high over here. If it breaks this high, I will be taking a potential long here. Yeah, you can see Bitcoin wants to break out now. We're probably going to see a lot of coins start to pump here. USDT dominance just keeps dumping. Okay, so right now, Bitcoin just broke above the 5-minute zone. So we haven't broken above the zone since this morning, right? At around about 5:40 this morning. But you can see whenever we break above, we tend to come back below. So I want to see if we actually hold above this level. So yeah, it's all well and good breaking above a key resistance, but it's all about, can it stay above that resistance or not? So that's kind of just what I'm going to wait for. But it looks like we will stay above this level as long as this. So this will be the new zone for USDT dominance. If USDT dominance breaks this zone, then yeah, we're probably going to take some longs. But I want to see this. So this 15-minute candle is very important, right? So it's going to be very important here for Bitcoin, because this could just be a shakeout, but essentially we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so that's my thoughts. Ondo looking bullish, bullish on base ecosystem. Still quite bearish on Bitcoin until we break 63K. If we don't break 63K, well then I'm still bearish. But yeah, we'll see. USDT dominance needs to break below this level here at 4.94, and if it breaks that level, then we're going to see a massive pump within crypto. But let's see what happens. To be honest with you, I do think that right now this just could be a shakeout to take out all the longs. So we'll see, all the shorts, sorry. But I do think that there's more downside, because if Bitcoin can't break above here on the 15, well then technically it hasn't broken above the range, right? So it's all about breaking above the key resistance in order for it to be bullish. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are still very bullish, right? I'm still bullish on like the monthly time frame, but like the 4 hour and the daily, I think that Bitcoin can definitely come back down to 55K. Yeah, Ethereum looks like it wants to come down still. And Bitcoin not going to break above the high yet. So we got 2 minutes here, 2 minutes until we break above the high. If it can't break above the high, well then technically still bearish, right? Because this is just going to be closing back above the range. So we're going to wait for this, because if this closes back below this range, then I'm going to take a short for Bitcoin here. Because this just looks like a fake out. But we have to wait for price to close back by the range, because this is going to be the 15-minute closure. It's going to actually be the 30-minute closure as well. And if the 30-minute candle closure does not close above there, well then, to be honest with you, I don't think that we're going to see more upside. Okay. So we're going to wait for this here. And our stops are just going to be so tight. We're going to keep it at 63K. Looks like we're probably going to close back below the range here. Let's see. There's still 45 seconds. 45 seconds until we close below. If we close below, I will be taking a short. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to take the short. But for me, I'm probably going to take this now. This is a typical shakeout, though. I do think that it's a typical shakeout. USDT dominance still holding like very, very nicely. It's still in the range, so. Okay, so there's 5 seconds here until we close. Are we going to close above the range, or are we going to close below? And it looks like we are going to close respecting the range, right? So what does that mean? When we close respecting the range, it means that we're probably going to come back down to the bottom of the range. Okay, so overall, this little pump that we've had right now, to me, it doesn't really mean much until we actually break above the range. So we're gonna have to wait another 15 minutes. I'm actually gonna head off now, but I do appreciate everyone joining. I will be posting the setup if I do go short here, because right now I can't go short because we have to wait for the next 15-minute candle to actually close below, because this could just potentially pump right now, but it could also potentially dump because it closed respecting. So it's different if price can close above the range, whereas if it closes below, but when it closes respecting, it means that we could potentially go either way, right? So that is when you have to be like, okay, now we have to wait for the next candle to give us a little bit of validation on, okay, this level is quite a strong resistance, right? So that's my current thought process on the market. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure you guys do like the video and subscribe. Reminder that I do go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can follow me on Twitter over here. It will be in the description. And yeah, I will see you guys on Friday. Peace out. See you guys then. Bye-bye.